Hey guys, welcome to the weekly video. Sorry no puppet shows this week, but I do have a digital prototype that I've started because I went to TIGjam and I started working on Duskers or Scavenger or whatever we end up calling it. And if you have no idea what that is, basically think you are a drone controller of sorts that goes and finds derelict spaceships to essentially tomb raid and find loot. But you send these drones in because they are more expendable. I'm sorry, 1 and 2, you are. Because sometimes when you go into derelict spaceships and open up doors, bad things come out. And so it turns into this sort of dungeon crawler meets tower defense, but like an offensive tower defense sort of thing. Room at a time. Anyway, so this, you can see how you can switch between these drones and operate each drone kind of like a remote control car. And the only other interface is this one, which is basically you're sitting back in your ship, and this is a terminal, and it's basically interfacing with the derelict ship. It's kind of, you know, it's got some sort of interface going that we can see here that there's a door that's not powered, and this room isn't powered. So we don't have much information from the derelict spaceship because it's fairly derelict. But what we can do is we can start to power the ship and then get more information out of it. So here what we do is you'll see these drones. I don't know if you can read it, but this guy has this little speed boost that makes him a little bit faster. He's got a better engine, if you will. And this guy has a generator. And so what he can do is he can go up to this power inlet, I suppose. I don't know what you would call that. And activate it. And so now not much looks different from here. But if we go back to our interface with the ship, now it's giving us more information. We can see that there are a bunch of rooms in this area of the ship, and now there are all these doors that are powered that we can open up and close. We probably wouldn't do this because there'd be a lot of bad guys in here that would come out and say, we want to eat you for lunch, but there aren't any bad guys in here for now because I haven't put any in, so I feel fairly safe. Don't you, Drone 1? Oh, look what we found here. Another power inlet thingy, and if we keep exploring, then we find a closed door that we know we can open, and we keep going in and we find yet another power source. So what I'm hoping to do with these power sources is basically add a layer of strategy to the game, because that's how you can control whether or not these doors open and close, and there'll be other subsystems that you can kind of access that will give you advantages. And so you see here that this is not powered, but you will also only have so many drones and so many upgrades, because you're going to have to save your money because you owe some bad people money. So you're going to have to be kind of sparing with how you upgrade your drone. So right now, for example, I only have one drone that has a generator on it. So as soon as I come over to hook it up over here, the whole place is just out of power. And so now all of a sudden we can't open or close any of these doors. And I'm hoping this adds a layer of strategy in the fact that opening and closing doors will be important, because when you close those doors off, in theory, creatures can't go through them. Well, they probably can bust their way through them, but it'd be harder. So here you can see what I could do is I could power this, which is still the same area of the ship, close these doors, and then come off of it and keep going. And now all of a sudden, any creature that wanted to get back to my ship, which is probably here, has to bust through these closed doors. So it's all this kind of tower defense thing where you're trying to make them take a longer path and stuff like that. And I'm hoping that it all plays together rather nicely. We'll see. Because right now I need to leave these two doors open no matter what to get this drone through to here. So some interesting design things that have come up already, or interesting to me, I think, is that manually controlling these drones feels really good to me. It's really fun. I like exploring, and I like that it gives this atmospheric effect with this headlight, which I don't intend to keep. But anyway, the idea would be is that you wouldn't be able to see very well. So I just powered this, and that opened up that area. But the problem being that it might be annoying when you have so many drones, when you have like 10 drones, to be going back and forth between them like this. It might be really fun. It might be okay, especially because you're probably only going to go one room at a time with the tower defense thing. But I think that the temptation would be to make it more like a real-time strategy game is traditionally, where you can like click on these two guys and click over here and they'll both go over here. But I feel like another theme of this game, not only does that take me out of the moment a little bit, but the other atmosphere of this game is that like this tech is old. and doesn't work very well. And what I mean by that is when I watched Star Wars as a kid, one of the things that I loved about it was everything wasn't shiny and new. Like the Millennium Falcon broke down all the time and looked really ugly, but it worked. And so I kind of want this tech to be just like that, where you're sitting here and you're manually controlling these drones, and none of your tech is all that great. So like these drones break down, you've got to bounce out to this terminal, maybe even type in some things to activate some commands or something like that. And the systems aren't super well integrated with some slick UI, and that gives you this feeling of this kind of old tech in this future. It's basically the idea that looting and all this stuff isn't as sexy as you thought it was, even though it seems like it's such a cool lifestyle, kind of like Cowboy Bebop in a way. All right, but I'm getting on a tangent here. So anyway, I don't have much right now, and that's about it. So I will keep working on this, and maybe when I have some enemies or something to show the other aspect of the game, I will make another video. And until then, thanks for watching.